Are you always thinking about your songwriting dreams, daydreaming about what may be possible? Dreams are all about what you want, and dreams are important, but if you're not clear about the why behind that what, then you're always going to struggle bringing those dreams to reality. Hi, I'm Brian from Unmute Your Muse TV, where we teach 5-minute masterclasses for songwriters. We use the Gold Song Solution to help you write the kinds of songs that people will love, buy, and tell their friends about. Dreams can be great. They can give us motivation to keep going when times are tough, and in the music industry, times are very often very tough, and I don't need to tell you guys about that. The other day in one of the Facebook groups that I'm a part of, I asked a simple question of what are your biggest dreams as a songwriter? What are you shooting for? What are your big goals? And I got a wide variety of responses, but they can kind of all be dropped down into a couple different categories. A lot of people are in it for recognition. Like they said, I just want a Grammy. I want to be recognized for my great abilities, for all the hard work I've put into it. Probably the biggest and most common response was, I need some money. I'm trying to make a career out of this, and the rest of it doesn't really matter if I'm not making a living. So money's a big goal for a lot of people. Some people just want some career advancement. I just want some solidity. I want a publishing deal so I can have some steady income for a while. Some people want to be wildly popular. That whole I just want to sell a song that sells has millions and millions of streams. That I get a gold record, that kind of thing. And some people have less flashy reasons. They just want to do something good for the world. They have something inside them, a message that they want to get across, and they want as many people as possible to hear and maybe even be changed by what they want to say. Now, all of these things are great and can be really good things to shoot for, and they can be highly motivating. But a lot of times when we get down into the daily grind of being a songwriter or going to songwriting sessions, trying to figure out who's going to produce my next song, how do I get people to record this, if you're in a band, having to deal with all of the different band issues, trying to find time to get into the studio the way that you need to, settling your tour dates. There's just so many different hats that we as songwriters have to wear that a lot of times our actual dreams, our core motivations kind of get left by the wayside. And as time goes on, our circumstances can change pretty wildly. This career field is constantly in flux, and you might find yourself doing something that you didn't even, not even was it a possibility, but you might not have even known it was a thing a couple years ago, and now you find yourself doing it on a regular basis. And I think it would be helpful every once in a while if we check back in with what our core motivations actually are, so that we can see if we really are on track to support those core dreams and those core motivations of ours, or if we've kind of drifted a little bit to the side as time goes on. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to show you a simple exercise that can help you do both of those things, that can help you get clear on what your core motivations are and look at, okay, are the things that I'm doing right now really supporting those core motivations, or have I kind of gotten off track from what I wanted with my music career or this part of my life? The other thing we're going to do that it's going to allow you to do is to just be really clear on, this is what I'm shooting for, this is why I'm doing it, so that when those struggles do come up, when you're feeling like you're wrestling against all of these things that are trying to drag you down, then you can have something to look to that's going to give you the motivation to keep going no matter what life is throwing in your face. Now, here's how the exercise works. First of all, as my wife likes to say with everything, if you don't schedule it, it doesn't exist. So I would like you to, right now, as soon as I'm done saying these next couple of sentences, to pause this playback and pull out your calendar, and want you to schedule in a 15-minute time. Could be later today, could be tomorrow, sometime later this week. I want you to schedule a 15-minute time for you to go through this very brief exercise. Because if you don't schedule time to do it, you're going to forget about it, and it's not going to happen. So go, pause, schedule it in your calendar right now, and then restart. All right, welcome back. Did you put it in your calendar? I sure hope so. Okay, so it's a real simple exercise, and it has 2 steps. Step number 1 is for you to grab a pen and paper, or whatever in your phone, and I want you to write down all of the reasons that you can possibly think of that you are into songwriting. What do you like about songwriting? Why did you get into it in the first place? What are the surprising things that you've come to love about being a songwriter? Write all of that stuff down, all of the positive motivations that you can think of. Now, step number 2, we're just going to dig a little bit deeper with the same kind of thing. I want you to pick one of those that seems particularly important to you, just one of those reasons why you're into songwriting, and we're going to dig a little bit deeper about that one reason. So we've got that reason. Now what I want you to do is to ask yourself why. Why do I want this? Why is this a motivating thing for me? Try and dig a little bit deeper. We're looking for some core motivations that drive you and your personality. And then once you have an answer to that, I want you to dig another layer deeper. So if that's something that I really want, why do I want that? And I want you to keep asking why and peel through as many of the layers of the onion as you can to get down till you can't go any farther and you've got a nugget of this is my core motivation for why I'm doing what I'm doing. Start looking for the root of your personality, for the things that are the center to who you are as a person. For example, if somebody gave the reason of like, I'm into songwriting because I need the money, like I need to make a living doing this. Okay, well that's cool. So well, what do you need the money for? Like, why do you need the money? Well, the answer to that might be, well, I've got bills that need to be paid. I need to, it would be nice to have some left over to spend some time with my family doing the kind of fun things that I want. And then once you've got that answer, just ask why again. And okay, so why are those things important to me? Well, I want to be responsible. I want to be a responsible adult. So far as the family stuff goes, it's like it's important to me to take care of my family. It's important to me to provide for their needs. It's important for me to give them the best life that they can have. And it's up to me in some respects to provide for that, to make that possible. Now that is a core motivation. Like if you can't be motivated by needing to take care of your family, then I don't know it doesn't get much more fundamental than that. You can try and dig a little deeper if you wanted to, but I think that once you get to something on that level, that's why you're doing what you're doing. And if you can make a really clear link between, okay, here's what I'm doing today as a songwriter, here's what's on my list of things I got to do today, and if you can trace that all the way back to I'm really doing this because I want to provide for my family. I want my kids and my family to have the best life possible. That is motivating. Now that might not be the same for you. Maybe you don't have a significant other, maybe you don't have any kids, and maybe you're not in it for the money at all. But what you need to do is figure out what those core motivations are for you, so that when you run into those tough times, you can be really clear on, this is why I'm doing what I'm doing, and I'm willing to overcome some adversity. I'm willing to work through the tough times in order to make this goal of mine happen. Also, once I found with a lot of people, when you go through this exercise and you think through why did I get into this in the first place and why am I really into songwriting, sometimes you can find that you've drifted a little bit from where you set out. And maybe that's okay. Maybe your goals have changed and, life throws us all sorts of curveballs and sometimes, you just got to go with it. But maybe this is a time for you to ask yourself, okay, do I really want to be doing all of the things that I'm doing right now? Or can I kind of reposition myself so that I am doing the kinds of activities that more align with what my core motivations actually are? So I hope that you enjoyed that activity. If you have gone through and done both of these exercises, I'd really love it if you would write some stuff in the comments below this video, or head on over to our Facebook group at Unmute Your Muse. Just type that into Facebook, or we'll have links below the show so that you can see it. Join the Facebook group, write about how this process was for you, how you got through those questions and what kind of answers you came up with, and if that gave any clarity or light to why you're doing what you're doing. So thanks for listening, and we'll see you guys around.